Hey everyone, I just got back from the market and I thought I'd show what I picked up for my groceries today. It's all pretty simple, clean stuff. I'll just go over a couple quick things. Like when I go to the grocery store, I go with a list. So I don't just buy randomly. I know what I'm getting. It's because I've thought about what I'm going to eat for the week. And when I shop, I'm shopping for myself and my son. I have a 2-year-old son, and I follow two very simple rules. Um, the overall rule for shopping is that I buy ingredients for meals. I don't buy meals, so there's no pre-made things. Everything is I have to make something else, right? So that's a really helpful tip. Buy ingredients for meals, don't buy meals. The next one is if you have kids or you're shopping for other people, whatever I eat, my son eats. Whatever my son eats, I eat. So I make all of his food by hand. So I'm not going to feed him garbage, and because I'm buying the same things, we're eating the same things, I'm not going to eat garbage either. So he helps me stay focused. If you have kids and you're cooking, that's an easy way to make sure you're both having really good nutrition. I like making all my son's food. It gives me time to really put in a lot of effort to make sure he's healthy, and he's starting there. He's 2 and he's never had processed food or sugar or anything like that. So it's a really cool thing, and I love doing it. I love it. Okay, so we'll get right into my fridge. Oh man, look at all that. Can you see that? Is that good? Okay. So as you can see, it's pretty simple, right? I like to keep things really, really organized. I don't. I turn on a light or something, right? Bam. Okay. So by keeping your fridge clean, I know it sounds like it's not a big deal, but when you keep your fridge really clean and have a very clear system of organization, it'll help you stay focused on your diet goals or your nutrition goals. So when things are really messy, you can hide junk, or you might buy something good, but it's in the back, you don't see it, it goes bad, you never eat it. So you keep repeating. Not only are you wasting food, you're wasting money, you're falling off your meal plan, all that stuff. So it's really helpful. So my top shelf is what I use for things in containers, so things I'm storing. So here's like some leftover spaghetti squash, here's some rice for my son, there's like some sweet potato back there, some corn. This is some stuffed cabbage that my mama made. Ooh, it's good. There's some of my son's stuff. My second shelf, besides the water and that Patron back there, is my proteins. So I have meat and eggs. The meat always changes. So this week, today, what I ended up buying was a bunch of grass-fed beef. So there's a couple different steaks. There's a ribeye and a chuck steak there that I'll eat this week. And then there's also some grass-fed organic ground beef. And this is what I'll make for my son. He doesn't eat that much meat. He does eat meat, but we both kind of just do primarily fruits, vegetables, and then maybe there's one meal a day with meat or a few a week with meat. So it's not meat. We love meat. We eat meat, but I don't. If I have vegetables all day, it's awesome. I just have to make sure I'm always getting enough protein. I'm working out a lot. He's lazy. He doesn't do a goddamn thing. He just plays all day. 2-year-olds. My bottom shelf is where I keep all my fruits and vegetables. So that's why it's a lot more. I have strawberries here. As much as I can, I buy organic. It does end up being a little more expensive, but it's not drastic. Like maybe you'll spend another $20 a week, which is not nothing. I mean, it adds up. So you try to cut $20 somewhere else. If you're going out to eat, you can stop that, and then there you go. There's at least your $20. So anyway, I have some strawberries, tomatoes. There's blueberries here. You got grapes in the back. If you like desserts but you want to stay off of that sugar, which you should, refined sugar and all that processed crap is literal poison. It is actual cancer. Stop fucking around with that stuff. Get rid of it. Don't buy it. I don't even keep it in the house. God damn it. So I got the pineapple here. I'll chop up during the week at some point. There's some grapefruit back here. I love grapefruit. I shouldn't have bought it. My mom has a grapefruit tree, and I visit her every week, spend time with her. I could have just gotten there, but I'm impulsive and I'm dumb. It's $4. I'll just have to chalk it up to I love grapefruit. I got some ginger, fresh ginger root. This is a daily thing because I put it in my smoothies. my kale smoothies. Some broccoli I'll steam at some point. Some cucumber, celery. What do I got in the drawers? This is a bunch of kale. Red kale, green kale. Delicious. Again, that's a daily thing for my smoothie. What do we got here? Apples, avocado, lemons, pears, carrots. Okay, pretty simple. As far as condiments and things like that, I don't keep a lot, and I don't use a lot. Even the ones I have, I use very sparingly. But what do I have? I have some. This stuff I didn't buy today. It's been here. So what do I have here? I have some MCT oil from Onnit. I will shout out to Onnit. You guys are awesome. I'll use that in my smoothies sometimes. I'll put it in my coffee. It's fantastic. Bunch of fatty oils, make you strong. Also makes you have to go poo-poo. So careful. Some hot sauce, some mustard, some ketchup. Again, like I've had this for a long time. I barely use it, so it's a little bit at a time if I use it. You know, this stuff has sugar in it. This stuff isn't that bad as far as it goes. Like 2 grams of sugar per serving, and the serving size is a tablespoon. So it's not terrible, but you know, it does add up. So if you gotta be careful with that. I've got some barbecue sauce that I brought back. My my mom smuggled back from Atlanta. And some tomato paste and chili oil and chili paste. I keep stocked up on the spicy stuff. Over here I got some cheese. I use cheese sparingly, but it's really good, healthy fat. I don't do much dairy. I don't do any dairy other than cheese sometimes. But the main thing, and this is a lot for my son too. He likes cheese. I give him cheese. But is this goat cheese? I'm gonna make some videos on some really cool stuff to do with goat cheese. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you noticing these fine pieces of art? My son did this. Isn't it pretty? He made this for me. I love that. And we drew like a Batman and Superman, another Batman and Superman. Isn't he awesome? Psh. So good. Fuck a Basquiat. And then we got some coconut milk and some almond milk. Sometimes we drink it straight, or other times I'll mix it in things like a smoothie or some of the stuff I'm going to show you how to make. Got some alcohol down there because of alcoholism and depression. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not, but I am. And then over here, I have some raw, unsalted, unroasted cashews. Those are more for, I eat them too, but I try to stay away because I'll eat all of them, and it's super high fat content, but I do eat a little bit of them. But my son loves cashews, and he's a growing boy. You know, 2-year-olds got to eat cashews. And here's some sliced almonds. Normally I do whole almonds, but I decided to switch it up. And here's some peanut butter, unsalted, organic peanut butter. I like the crunchy stuff, but that little dude likes the creamy stuff. We fight about it all the time, and despite the massive size and weight advantage I have, he always seems to win that argument. I think he's just smarter than me. So anyway, I have some bread. That's not for me, that's for my son. Spaghetti squash. Oh, Jesus. Spaghetti squash. Sweet potato. If you're looking for carbs, that's the thing. That's the move right there, is sweet potato. That's the way to go. It's delicious. It's good, healthy carbs, healthy fats. So get on that sweet potato thing. And I keep some rice cakes around. That's like a treat for me when I'm really like, fuck, I want carbs. And I just have a rice cake. I think they're really good. And that's it. Normally I have bananas. They were out of bananas, so I'll pick some up tomorrow. And that's basically it. It's super simple. There's not a lot in there. And then that'll last a week. Some of the things will carry over, like I'm not going to need to buy carrots again for a little while, and you know, whatever, some of the other stuff will stick around for a bit. But the important thing here is, if you want to lose weight, you got to have good nutrition. There's no way around it. My before and after picture is on my Instagram. You can check it out. The main difference there is nutrition. I was actually working out more when I was 70 pounds overweight, and you know, I work about half that, but it's just good nutrition to cut. And then also, if you want to put on muscle, you want to get stronger, good nutrition. You can work out all you want, but if your nutrition is crap, then that's it. The next thing is that, more importantly, if that's really not your focus, if you don't care about your weight or getting your muscles or anything like that, you're fine there. Nutrition plays a massive role in your mood and your overall health. I have a bunch of clients who've gotten off of all their medications, like sugar medications and antidepressants and a bunch of other things. People who are like borderline diabetic who are nowhere even near that range now, purely from good nutrition. The bigger thing that I can personally attest to is that if you are a person who lives with or suffers from depression, as I have my entire life, when I'm eating well and I'm really focused on my nutrition and having good healthy diet and balanced meals, my depression is a lot easier to manage. It doesn't mean it cures it completely, but it is a massive step up. And that goes for my workouts and all that stuff. I mean, that's all plays a role. Like, you know, exercise and nutrition, I know it sounds like it's not as big of a deal as it is, but it's not necessarily a cure-all, but it's as close as you're gonna get. So yeah, you are dealing with stress, depression, you know, all that stuff. Good nutrition will help. The rub is that, you know, at least for me, part of my depression is like there's a self-destructive streak in there, and so it's often like I describe it as like if I'm standing outside of my house looking in through a window and there's a guy who looks exactly like me just trashing the place, ripping shit off the walls, kicking over my TV and like lighting my guitars on fire, and I'm knocking on the window and being like, yo brother, we don't need to do this. This is not, you know, it's okay, like I understand how you're feeling, but this isn't helpful. And he kind of looks at me and he's like, yeah, I know. And then he does it anyway. So sometimes that's a part of it. So it's tough, it's a challenge. Another thing that helps is just talking about it. Like I'm talking to you fine people. So I'm going off on a tangent. That's another video. So anyway, there's my fridge. I hope you enjoyed looking at all of the things that I put in my face and I shove in my son's face. And one last look, super clean, organized, nice, friendly fridge with a bunch of healthy food. So let's go over those two big tips again. Number one was Number one was buy ingredients for meals. Don't buy meals. And then the next, if you have kids or you know, make up an imaginary kid that if you had this kid, that it would be they eat what you eat what they eat. Okay, cool. All right, check out my YouTube channel. Well, if you're on my YouTube channel, check out the rest of my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Check out my Instagram, Instagram Baker, Twitter @GrahamBaker. I think that's it, right? YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Oh, my Facebook. You can go on my Facebook too. What is it under there? ABYFMA or something like that. Or you can go to my website, abetteryoufitness.com. Check all that out there. There's all the links to all that stuff. All right. Peace.